Race number 2 of the Target Series season heads out west for the start of our West Coast swing in the Target Series. It is the L Club 250 at the Fontana Speedway. On the pole for today's race is the 36 of Dylan Ebrahimian. To the outside is the 86 of Patrick Smith. Then Steve Larker rolls off third. Fourth place is George Cooper. Rounding off the top 5, Jennifer Buford. Then sixth is Greg Torres. Seventh place we have Paul Taylor. And eighth is Jay Jefferson. Ninth is Colton Yo. And William Seaman rounds out the top 10. Looking at the rest of the field, behind them Sebastian Kukulan with Code Luigi. Then we have Kashawn Richardson with Mathis Wells. Then there's Jonathan Rains and Ryan Brommer. Behind them Alexander Rowe and Oliver Galloway. Then we have Anthony Charlebois and Eli Bright, who won this race last season. Then there's Levi Shones and Mike Burrow. Behind them William Bullen and Jake Galloway. Then there's Samet Oskin and Derek Hamill. Trey Rainey with Jeff Wright. Then we have Simon Bloomfield and Luke Rainey. Jason Larker with Danny Lloyd. Then there's Nathan Ormond and Riley Spurleytube. Trip McGinnis, who won at Daytona last race out. Diego Yepes, who is outside. Then there's Adam McDowell, last season's champion, Franz Device with Greg Lee and Max Anderson. And in the final row, Jose Mills, who's outside, is the 7 of Anthony Hernandez. So there's the starting lineup for the All Club 250 here at the All Club Speedway. Let's go down track side and fire these engines up for the start of the West Coast swing.
Drivers, start your engines.
And the field going to fire up and roll off the starting grid. 42 cars led by Dylan Ebrahimian and Patrick Smith, who are on the front row for the Auto Club 250. We have a lot of California drivers in the field, all of which are going to try and win at their hometown track. And they have 19 laps to do it, and it's a crazy race every season in the Target Series. We have seen massive crashes happen here. We've seen 3 and 4 ride racing. We've seen photo finishes. We've seen fuel mileage finishes. But whatever it's going to be a wild race for the second race of the Target Series season. And this being the first race where really it's not part of drafting. You need aerodynamics. You need to have a good car here to perform well. 19 laps as the pace cars in the pit road. Dylan Ebrahimian on the pole will lead them to the green flag as he comes into the trial oval to the restart zone. And we are green at the Fontana Speedway. You saw them already spread out there in 3 and 4 wide. To lead lap 1, Colton on the bottom lane may have just done it right there. Number 9 car to lead lap number 1, 4 wide for second comes the 76 of Alexander Rowe. Already pushing hard as they come off turn number 2. Yeah, already this is in a disastrous mode. One small mistake, they are 5 wide back there. It is Steve Larker in the 51, rubbing with the 4 Kukulan. The 88 Eli Bright, they're trying to sort in 3. And they do. Somehow they make it through alive. But now they're 5 wide again. No way this is going to work like this. There is no way. Kukulan. There's the 16 Jeffrey Buford. They are 5 wide as they enter turn number 1. Kukulan needs to get for the 16 right there. Rubbing with Richardson. Trying to sort it out. Contact made. Luke Ray on the bottom lane trying to get through it all. They soar back to 4 wide down the backstretch as for the lead. California native Levi Shones to the bottom. 00 car. Going to be out front now in Fontana. Franz Device up inside the top 3. Max Anderson. Here comes Luke Ray in the 12. At 4 wide in the field. Look at Levi Shones. Shuts the door down low. And the California native leads this lap. Max Anderson run to turn number 1. Puts the 00 way up the racetrack. Max Anderson to lead. Here comes Luke Ray in the 12. He'll get to the bottom lane off turn 2. Has Jason Larker in the 90 behind. Rainey's won here before in the Target Series. He's no stranger to victory lane here in California. He's looking to go again. It would be his first win of season number 8. Jason Larker going to stop that to the inside. He goes. Has Riley Spurleytube, another California native, coming. As Spurleytube wants to lead a lap. Down the front stretch, can he beat Jason Larker in the drag race with a push from Jose Mills? I believe Riley Spurleytube by a nose does lead the lap. And now we have another California native out front. Now Nathan Orman, the 2 to the bottom lane. He'll challenge for the lead. Continuous cycle here at All Club. until we get a caution flag, which might happen back there. They're 5 wide again. Down the backstretch, around goes Derek Hamill. He's into the wall. 98 car squeezed against the wall. Gets Levi Shones. Jeff Wright Beaver may be involved. The 9 tries to miss it. The 1 of Jeff Wright may be involved. The caution flag is out. A few cars do get minor damage through all this. And now a drag race back to the start-finish line. Give it to Oliver Galloway in the 15. As the yellow comes out on lap number 5. We take it on lap 6. Oliver Galloway in the back, he just walled himself, I think, trying to get that car slowed down. Hopefully that will not affect his car aerodynamically in any way. Oh, and they're spinning. It's Luke Rainey under the caution flag. The 12 car spun out. I don't know how bad the damage is. He's trying to get out of the way. These drivers have just taken the caution flag. So Luke Rainey takes a spin down the backstretch in the 12. How bad is the damage is the question. I saw him hit the outside wall. The question is, where did he hit the outside wall? And how bad did he hit the outside wall? So there are 5 wide back in the field. Derek Hamill squeezed together with a few others. He's involved some heavy damage to that 98. Let's see the reason for caution number 1 here in Fontana. Here they come off turn number 2. Derek Hamill 5 wide. I think that might be Sebastian Kukulon. Again, he's in the middle of a 5 wide. Pretty much all racing right here. He gets into the middle with it. Kukulon down into the 5 of Wells. They kind of get together. They come up with the 52 Trey Rainey. Hamill's nowhere to go. Levi Shones squeezed into the outside wall on the 00. 28 gets down to the bomb. Hamill spins around. There's Wells spinning around. Kukulon gets damaged right there. There's the 39 as well, getting involved with Greg Torres. Shones comes off that. There's Jeffrey for Colton Yo gets low. He gets by. Jeff Brent, the 1 hits a little bit right there. The 21, I believe Danny Lloyd may have hit the where the safer barrier starts. He may have gotten some right side damage. So really, that should have been about 10, 15 cars that were piled up in a heap down the backstretch. Instead, we get about 5, 6 cars with minor damage through all this. And we bring our first caution flag of the race. Yeah, Hamill definitely got the worst of it, the 98, and I would say Levi Shones as well also got some pretty heavy damage in that, as he was squeezed up against the wall in between the 98 and the wall. So Shones, his bid for a hometown win, might have just gone south here. As look at the damage as he squeezed into the wall. Finally gets away from the 98, but there is some pretty significant damage to that 00 of Levi Shones. Right there, Lloyd did hit where the safer barrier sticks out, where the safer barrier starts. So then under the caution flag, they race back to the line. Luke Rainey's up top 4 wide, just trying to get back to the line at any position he can. He gets back right there. And now the problem is you have to slow down. You have to try and control your cars as you're slowing down. You saw Oliver Galloway race there again to the wall. He should be fine from that. But right here, Luke Rainey trying to get the car slowed down. He kind of flies up into these drivers. And it looks like maybe the 90 Jason Larkin went down and got Max Anderson. And then they came up and got Levi Shones from what I just saw right there. It looked like the 90 of Larker came down. He may have saw the 12 start to come down, maybe overreacted and didn't really realize that Anderson was down there. Luke does hit the outside wall just a little bit. I don't know if it'll be too bad to where he'll be off the pace, because the draft normally dictates how you're going to do. If you can stay in the draft, you can normally try and hang on. I've seen cars more damage than that be able to contend for a win here at All Cup. So we'll see how Luke Rainey does on the restart. If he'll be able to stay up in this front pack. Meanwhile, our leader of the race is Oliver Galloway in the 15. Back in front, stays on the racetrack, and the number 15 will lead us back to the green flag here in the All Club 250. Coming back to the green flag, it'll be with 10 laps of racing to go here in the Auto Club 250 at the Fontana Speedway. Because that crash wasn't very many hard hits, no cars retired off it, so we still have all 42 cars running, which could be bad in terms of lap traffic. Derek Hamill and Levi Shones, they're obviously pretty off pace with some damage probably, most likely. We'll have to see how it goes for those drivers at the back. Oliver Galloway in the 15 is our race leader. Behind in second is Matt Oskin. Anthony Hernandez is third. Adam McDowell fourth. Nathan Norman fifth. With William Seaman, Greg Lee, William Bolin, Anton Sharpon, and Trey Rainey in the front 10. Back to green. 7 wheel spin. The 93 is Matt Oskin off pace. To the apron he goes. That was smart though by Oskin. He figured out something was wrong. Got low quick. Made sure he didn't hold anyone up. You can see the 7's right behind him. Hernandez though, he's good. So the whole field's still in it. As Oskin realized his issue, pulled down to the apron. Now, Adam McDowell, down the back stretch. 2 chip shifts and around the target series. He's trying to make it 3 this season for Penske Racing. Orman trying to get down in front of the 60 of Greg Lee. The 60 trying to get there. Orman filters in line. The field race off turn number 4, led by Oliver Galloway. McDowell wants to change that. Lee wants to change that. The 60 car coming 3 wide. He has a nose. Can he keep it to turn number 1 is the question. Big block by Richardson to William Boland, puts the 40 into the middle now. Greg Lee gets out front of the 60. And Richardson with that block, he's now in position to take second away from Adam McDowell. Trip McGinnis looking for 2 in a row to start the season out just like Eli Bright did last season. McGinnis pushed from Yepez, his teammate, up inside the top 3, looking for the lead. He goes 3 wide, the 0-1's there. Trip McGinnis, the winner at Daytona. Tries to start the season with 2 straight victories, leads in the Auto Club 250 with under 10 to go, but now his teammate Yepez comes to the bottom lane. And here comes Patrick Smith, the 86. Simon Bloomfield, Daytona pole sitter, who finished second, runner-up. He wants a victory here today. Squeezing together down the backstretch, the 7 and the 18 were making contact. They luckily saved their cars and keep it straight. Can Smith get the run to Yepez? He is clear wherever he wants to go. Comes down with the 0 in line. Now looks low through 3 and 4. Gets in that wake of the 0 and drives to the inside. In the second half of the field, trying to run down this first half. Patrick Smith leads at the start-finish line, but here comes Jake Gowing, the 19. He'll get to the bottom to turn 1. He has the position down low. And back there, they're squeezing 5 wide again. It's close and physical here at the front of the field. These drivers are racing like it is the last lap. Look at Max Anderson, get put to the middle by the 15 of Oliver Gowing. Restart this race in first. But Jake Gowing, loving what he's seeing. He's clearing their 3 right behind. This could definitely help that number 19 out. Oliver Galloway moves up, gets to the bottom. Jose Mills in the 11. They race down the front stretch. Jake Galloway trying to cover the spot from the 11. And Galloway leads again. Trey Rainey 4 wide for 4th in the 52. To the bottom. As Jose Mills bids for the lead on Jake Galloway. And here comes Trey Rainey. To his inside comes 38 France Device. Riley Spiro to the 8. Also coming forward. Intense racing at the front. 2 wide for the lead, at times 5 wide, further back in the pack. And they're trying to squeeze together 5 wide. They may make it work again. They do. They get back down to 4 wide. Well, this is a big lap right here for these drivers in the field because they know at any point a caution could come out. And we are under 5 to go. So a yellow flag at any point right now would end the race. And they are 5 wide. Watch for that. 5 wide, multiple rows deep. I don't see this sorting itself out off turn 2. Contact in the middle of the field. Trying to get out. Around goes Eli Bright into the field. This will be the race back to the start-finish line. Anton Charles trying to run France Device down to turn 3. Car number 38 comes off turn number 4. France Device behind the wheel. Comes to the caution flag. It's over. 38 wins at All Club. Craziness here at the end. 5 wide, multiple rows deep. It was never going to work. France Device knew that something like that may happen. He got up front the right time. He's going to win the Auto Club 250 here at the Fontana Speedway as he beats Anton Charles back to the start-finish line, wrecking under the yellow. It's Trey Rainey, heavy damage, Anthony Hernandez, Jose Mills, stacking them up on the back straightaway. And that's going to retire some drivers. Eli Bright's in the air in the 88. They keep stacking up. Schoen's trying to avoid it, but that's going to take a lot of drivers out of this race. And we're going to see a lot of retirees now because of all this damage, and it could allow some of these drivers that maybe were involved in the... There's McGinnis blowing up under the caution flag. The winner at Daytona will have to surrender a position which could have been inside the top 10 because some of these drivers are going to be pitting. Riley Spiro, who has to pit in the 8. I mean, this is unfortunate. This is absurd what's just happened under this caution flag for so many drivers that had a shot at decent finishes. Now they're coming to pit road. They're not going to have a shot at finishes inside the top 20. So the 38 leads us back. And let's see what happened to Eli Bright, middle 5 wide. He gets collected in the big crash down the backstretch. Well, 5 and 6 wide is never going to work. And they try to go 5 and 6 wide. And Orman's shoving together Patrick Smith, Eli Bright, Cole Luigi. Makes some contact right there with Adam McDowell. Down to Eli. Round goes the 88. They get into Cole Luigi a little bit as Luigi spins into the field. Anthony Hernandez, the 7, gets away. There's the 45 into it, the 86. Patrick Smith. There's McGinnis. He does get through on the bomb. However, he blows up under the caution flag. Luigi spins sideways in the middle of the field. Gets Danny Lloyd, Luke Rainey, Jennifer Buford. There's the 61 car. There's the 76, the 50. I mean, so many cars get involved in this. Jonathan Rains. There's the 4 coming in. Kukula may have hit one of the drivers that were down a little bit lower. But craziness here at Auto Club in the final laps, and then they weren't done wrecking here as they wrecked under the caution flag. Some hard hits there as the 61 Reigns came into it right here. I think Kukulan's going to nail Alexander real hard, and he spins around. He's definitely going to be done for the race. Franz Device was happy that this happened, though, as he leads them back to the caution flag, and he is going to win here at Auto Club, barring any mechanical issues to that car. So the 38 leads with 2 to go. We will come back at the checker flag for the number 38 car. Coming to the start-finish line for Franz Device, and the 38 team will win the second race of the season. Here at the Auto Club 250 at Fontana goes to car number 38. Franz Device wins the second race of the Target Series, season number 8, as he gets back to the caution flag in front as they crash behind. And we will see how this finishing order is actually shaken up due to the fact that they wrecked under the caution flag as well. So let's go see the finishing results after the Auto Club 250. Here are the finish results from the Auto Club 250 at the Auto Club Speedway. 2 caution flags for 8 laps and 8 lead changes, 9 different drivers leading laps in this race. It was Franz Device getting back to the caution flag in front to win, leading 6 laps. Anton Charbot tried to get to him but ends up second. Dylan Ebrahimian from the pole ends up third. Greg Lee fourth, and William Seaman rounding out the top 5. Then Jake Galloway in 6th, Jason Larker 7th, Simon Bloomfield, Paul Taylor, and Jose Mills are the final drivers inside the top 10. So as you look down to the top 20, a lot of these drivers had damage. Cole Luigi, Jeff Bright, Eli Bright, Richardson, Smith. I think Jay Jefferson had some damage. Trey Rainey, Anthony Hernandez, Jose Mills, and a lot of that was because of the crash under the caution flag there at the end. And drivers like Cole Luigi got back to the caution flag in 36th, I believe it was, moved all the way up to 20th because of that crash. And a lot of these retirees are actually due to the fact of that crash under the caution flag, not because of any crashes that happened under race conditions. Levi Shones 21st, Riley Spiritu 23rd. So those California names, the major ones we point out: Cole Luigi, Levi Shones, Riley Spiritu 20th, 21st, and 23rd. Not a great homecoming for those drivers. 25 cars on the lead lap. Matt Oskin, after his issues, pulling down to the apron there on that restart. He ends up a lap down, 26th. He leapfrogged a ton of these drivers, so that crashed out. Oliver Galloway ties for most laps led with 6, but it was Galloway, Anderson, Yepez, Luke. You had Torres, McDowell, Jennifer Buford, George Cooper, Danny Lloyd, Mathis Wells. They all wrecked under that caution flag, which put them out of the race. Trent McGinnis had an engine issue running inside the top 15 under that caution flag. He was going to probably finish there and get a good, decent points out of it, but now he's behind the 8 ball trying to play catch-up. So now let's go see the point standings after race 2. 2 races in, here are the point standings, and it's Simon Bloomfield taking the points lead over, 2 top 10s on the season. He only has up by 6 points over Jason Larker and Jake Galloway, who are tied 2nd and 3rd. Dylan Ebrahimian is up to 4th, and Greg Lee is 5th. Then Keshawn Richardson is 6th, Patrick Smith, Anton Charbot, Paul Taylor, and Mike Burrow round out the final spots inside the top 10. As we look at the top 20, our 2 winners this season, Franz Device is 11th after winning here today, and Trip McGinnis winning Daytona engine issues here today puts him in the 12th position. They both, however, make the chase. They take 2 of the wildcard spots because they're both outside the top 10 in the points. And some of these drivers down here, they've had mediocre starts to the season, like Eli Bright down here, Max Anderson, William Seaman, Jay Jefferson, Cole Luigi, Jeff Bright, McDowell. They're trying to rebound McDowell, especially. Last 2 championships have gone to him in the Target Series. Right now, mired back in 25th position in points, hoping for some more here later on in the season. But a lot of these drivers down here, these are some big names down here. Larker, Lloyd, Wells, Kukulan, Jennifer Buford, a champion, Luke Rainey, Riley Spurleytube, Levi Shones, Hernandez, Hamill. There's a lot of big names down towards the bottom of these points lists. And it's, there are only 2 races in once again. We still have the whole West Coast swing to go and, a lot of time to make the chase. But drivers like Larker, Lloyd has 2 DNFs to start the season. How big of a hole can you dig yourself before you finally start saying this is almost impossible to come back from? These drivers are going to have to know that, top 15s, top 20s for someone like Luke Rainey, for someone like Kukulan Wells, that could be acceptable, if you want to try and make the chase, digging yourself out of the hole. Small steps at a time for these drivers. Only 2 races in, so no real panic yet. But if this keeps happening, these drivers are not going to be in the best position to try and make the chase. As we go to our 3rd race of the season, we stay out west and we go to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Exalta 300. I will see you guys then.